Hello everyone, I am Julian Greystoke, amateur tarot reader here for you. Today I'm going to be doing something that I've been thinking about doing and I had someone who was interested. I thought it would be fun to do tarot readings for fictional characters, especially characters that other writers are working on that might help jog something loose, shake something loose with that character, might inspire them. I already did my first ever amateur tarot reading for a character with one of my own characters, so go check out that video. I will try to remember to link it in the doobly-doo. As I keep emphasizing, I am really new to reading tarot, so if you are an expert, please be forgiving of the mistakes that I will undoubtedly make. I'm still learning, finding my own way. Jane, my cat, is clawing my leg, so that's fine. Just out of curiosity, the other day I put out something on my Instagram being like, hey, who wants a tarot reading for their character? And a good buddy of mine, Connor, the cat just fell off of a chair. A good buddy of mine, Connor, said that they would love a tarot reading of one of their characters, so I PM'd them and we got some details hashed out about what I would like to know about the character before I go ahead with the reading. It's very light details, I didn't ask for a lot, and just so I could get a feel for the world of the characters and a little bit of the character's personality. But that's basically it. Oh my gosh, my horse is like throwing a fucking party. She is tearing around the pasture right now. My goodness, somebody's excited. I'm glad somebody's enjoying themselves. So I have my deck, which is my Dragon Age tarot deck. Cats, you're gonna have to leave me alone for this. It's not a video that requires cat participation. So I'm gonna cut to the cards. We're gonna do a simple 3-card read for this character. It's going to be past, present, future, simple kind of thing. Again, I am still learning, so be patient with me. Also, I am not one of those like super spiritual people, so I'm not going to be all like the energies of the universe and all that stuff. Not my scene. I'm just here to check out the cards, see if they shake anything loose for my fellow author friend, and go from there. So our character that we are dealing with is named Ryan Wipers. He is a cis male, age 13. The kind of story that he is in is gothic fiction or mature vigilante fiction, which is sadly not a genre. I feel that. I have Connor's email open so that we can look over what we have been given of the character. We're gonna just go ahead and do our reading. Alright, so let's look at the card that we get for the past here for Ryan. We have the 7 of Staves. This is a card that I'm fairly familiar with. This card follows me around. Usually it's inverted for me, so let's find out what it's about right side up. Staves can also be wands, and I also have coins in here that are also known as pentacles. So I kind of know this already because this card follows me, but this is a card all about challenge, being challenged, facing challenges, and this is the past, so this is possibly things that are happening before the story or at the beginning of the story, but it can mean that this character Ryan is having to fight for his place, is having to fight for something against either universal or more likely human forces that are pushing against him. So he's going to need a lot of perseverance. And it's also a card of protection, which could mean that he was protected in his past, but perhaps no longer is, or could mean that he has protected people in the past himself. By the way, when this card is inverted, it can also mean being overwhelmed by challenges, which is why I think it keeps showing up for me. Alright, let's go ahead and flip our present card. The Strength card. Ooh, I love the Strength card. It's one of my favorite cards. Obviously, it represents strength. In the present is definitely having to display a lot of strength. It doesn't necessarily mean martial strength, although that is often what it means. The biggest thing that strength can mean is not only just like martial strength, but also a great inner strength and inner fortitude, and it's also a lot about leadership, but a certain kind of leadership, a leadership without ruling, a leadership of guidance and compassion versus a leadership of strength and do what I say, leading through example, leading from the front, and so perhaps Ryan is having to do a lot of that subtle kind of leading where they're not necessarily in charge of anyone and would not necessarily be giving orders, but would be leading in a more subtle and caring way. And finally, in the future, the Hermit. Okay, this kind of fits a little bit with what I have been getting from the character just in the brief description I was given, but it's interesting that it's in the future, whereas strength is in the present. The present, I feel like, being the main part of the story, like up until the climax, perhaps, in your book, that Ryan is having to express that kind of subtle leadership and strength. And then we have the Hermit, which of course we automatically think of as like isolation, but upright, it more means like soul-searching, introspection, inner guidance, which I think does couple pretty well with the strength and the type of leadership that strength does give. And even if it's not like leadership, this is a main character of a story, I'm assuming. I actually don't even know if this is the main character, but this might be the main character of a story, so that kind of maybe shows you what kind of main character they are. I'm really focusing on this because strength is one of my favorite cards. But the Hermit does not necessarily mean isolation so much as an inward seeking. So perhaps at the end of the story, Ryan is going to have to come up with strength from within himself. Not really strength from other people, not really strength from outside, but inner strength and inner knowledge, and taking what they have learned through these things, through the other parts of their life, through the challenge, through the leadership, and find that strength to maybe govern himself. Perhaps he is giving too much to other people, and in the end has to learn how to think, not necessarily think for himself, but how to translate his thoughts better into actions. There was just Nigel. Nigel's just, my cat familiar Nigel just leapt across the screen. So this is my 3-card reading for Connor's great character. I hope that Connor liked it. I hope that maybe some of it was helpful or at least fun to listen to. It would be really cool if this resonated with Connor, if any of this is correct. I think the isolation of the Hermit is definitely speaks to this character because they do lead a fairly isolated life, both physically and mentally. So that's cool. That's a cool one to come up for this character. If you are interested in having a reading for one of your characters, or if you would like some other fictional character to have a tarot reading, let me know, because I might make this a thing. I don't think it's going to get very many views unless I start doing famous characters. Like, anyone want to see me do a tarot reading for Harry Potter? Is that a thing? Otherwise, I think this will just be a fun thing that I can do to practice my tarot and also help out other writers out there who maybe need a little help, a little inspiration, a little kick in the pants with a character that maybe they're struggling with. Alright guys, like I said, I do have one other video like this out as of this one coming out. Maybe there will be more. If you are interested in talking about writing and books, you can check out the rest of my channel. There's a ton of content here, so go check all of it out. I also have a Patreon where for as little as $1 a month, you can support me, help me get my next book published, and also see exclusive content that is not seen here on the regular channel. All the links to my social media are in the doobly-doo, so if you want to follow me on Instagram and see more cute pictures of Nigel, that's how you do it. New videos come out here Mondays and Fridays, and I will see all of you, we will see all of you again next time with whatever it is we happen to be doing next time. Bye! Hello, new month, new patrons. Who have we got on our patron list this month? We have Lennox, Adrienne, Amanda, Irene, Jenny, Jesper, Kim, Lisa, Ryakio, Sabby Panda, Savvy, and Scribbling Cat. I'm sure I mispronounced at least one of those names. If you would like to have your name professionally mispronounced, then you can join my amazing patrons over on Patreon.